I'm going to do this on my door, but I have some giant pillars out front. I have a covered porch. So what I want to do is I want to make some Valentine bows to go with that. I mean, that looks okay, but it doesn't look very Valentine-ish. So I want to add some more by using Valentine-specific ribbon. So let me get my ribbons that I do have out. Those are what I used in the design. But I have this hearts. I have these hearts. And I have these hearts. And here's some more hearts. This I don't, well, yeah, that would go. Let's see. Do I have any other hearts in here? I have a black and white stripe. See why it's so hard to select ribbons? You just got so many options. It drives me crazy because I got all these options and all these pretty ribbons. I just don't know what to use. And here's a pretty leopard print one. No. Okay. So what I'm going to do is using this as the front porch focal point. So when you design your front porch or you design your outdoor holiday or party, you want something to be the attraction. And you can't tell, but this has been glittered. See, it's got glittered ribbon on it, and the base of the door hanger has been glittered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, and now I'm going to make some, make the two bows to go on the porch. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I've got some excess leftover mesh. I think I'm going to put this mesh on the very bottom of the bow to give it some personality. So what I'm going to do is just get a small zip tie. And I'm going to roll it up. I think they call this a cruffle because it's part ruffle, part curls. Okay. I just ruffle it down the center. And then I'm going to put this behind my bow just for a little bit of texture and to support the bow up off of the pillar. Help the loops withstand the winds that's common around here this time of year. Okay, so I just cinch that down really tight. And it's going to make a nice little ruffle. Okay, see, it's a nice little ruffle that's going to sit behind my bow. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, looking at this, we've got some sparkled base ribbon, lots of sparkle, lots of pink, silver, and red. So I need a 4-inch ribbon to use as my base ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to go over and look to see if I have a 4-inch red or pink glittered ribbon. Give me just one moment. When you while I'm looking, when you decorate your front porch, do you have any specific features that you look for? Do you look for glittered? Do you look for wow factor? Do you look for something that stops traffic, makes people go, oh! Do you like something that's just subtle and blends in with the rest of your decor in your home? Tell me, what is it that you look for? What is it that you look for when you do your own home? Okay, so this is the 4-inch ribbon I'm going to use. It's a white and red. So we're going to use it. Now, I really don't want the ribbons to match. I just want the color theme or the color scheme to flow. So I see I have a lot of red here, but not very much pink. So let's see. Here's some of that pink sparkle. We're going to add it. See, now I need another 2-inch. So let's use this one. This black and white brings in the red. Let's go ahead and use up this because it has the pink, the black and white, and the red. So we'll use that. Okay, we use this one. Let's break this up a little bit. Use that one, and then this one. Okay, we'll go ahead and put these back. Now it's time for me to switch from Valentine's Day over into St. Patrick's Day and Easter. So I probably will only do 1 or 2 more St. Patrick's Day designs and then move over into spring and Easter. I have some Mother's Day ideas. I'm going to make some special centerpieces specifically for Mother's Day. I can't wait to get those started. I might jump the gun a little bit and do those before I start Easter. So like I said, these are going to go in my front porch on the front columns of my covered porch. Now, because I have high winds, I don't want really long tails, but I want some tails that show. So let's go with 10-inch tails. Do I want 10-inch or 12? Okay, let's go ahead and make them 12-inch tails. And the reason I don't want them very long is because they'll just flutter, and then that makes the bow swing around and get twisted. It's easier to have the shorter, believe it or not, it looks better to have the shorter tails than the big long tails. Okay, so we're going to pull this around. And I'm going to make 7-inch loops. Put that in, pinch it, give it a good twist. Pinch and a twist. Sorry if my sniffling bothers you. I got a sinus infection due to the allergies. This time of year always brings around. I bet you all suffer from allergies too. It is miserable. Always make sure you have sharp scissors when you cut your ribbon. That way you get a smooth edge and it's not so jagged and ugly looking. Okay, so there's one. Now you can do all kinds of things with your bows. If you want, you can put flowers in them so that they have a little floral view. You could put other things, like I could put the mesh in it. You can put, what's this called, netting? What do they call this? What do they call this netting? You can make tails or loops out of the netting. You could really put anything that you want in your bow. You can even put picks and sprays. Like you could even put something like this in your bow. Have your picks and sprays inside your bow. So when you do your bows, don't just do plain ribbon. I mean, you can, but don't be afraid to add other embellishments or other textures to your bow. Which we might add one. Might add a sprig of this. Okay, I might let's just set this aside. I might add some of that to my bow. Let's go ahead and see what it would look like. Now this is a combo spray. It's got little balls and paper threads. Yeah, we could add that. I think that would look great. What do you think? Yeah. So let's go ahead, take 2 of these, put one on each side. Now if you notice, I take the tails and I kind of bend them around my peg. That way the stem is latched in there, because when I put my twist tie in, it's going to go down the center here. And so these tails are hooked, keep them from being pulled out by the wind. See, they're not going to pull out. Okay? I like that. Let's go ahead and put the other big ribbons down first. And this is why I like using the bow maker. I can switch up and take it apart and pull it back together again. I can make changes as I'm creating the bow, instead of having to unwrap it out of my hand and rewrap it. Okay, so put that in and twist. Take this apart. Put that in. Now you notice that my loops are going down in size about 1 to 2 finger lengths. I tell people to do a finger length or a 1/2 inch, whichever you want. Okay. You can go ahead and bring this down. All right. Ooh, sorry about that. Now I'm going to add the black and white, and the reason I'm adding this, The reason I took this out and waited till I added this is to give it more of a contrast background. See how it gives it a better contrast? That black and white helps make the pink pop. So now we're going to go, and see, this is directional ribbon. Okay, see, this is directional ribbon. All my hearts are going one way. So we're going to make sure our hearts are going the right way. Pinch, twist. Make our loop just a little bit smaller. Pinch, twist. Pinch and twist. And then our tail's going to go up. Okay, so on directional ribbon. You see these hearts are going the right way. The points are down. The butt, that's what I call it, is going up. Same with here. The points are down. The butt is up. On our loops, they're pointing different directions. Now, if you don't mind, you can leave it. But if you want your hearts going the same direction on your loops, all you have to do is grab the whole thing, give it a good twist, okay? And now your hearts are going the same direction. Can you see that? Can you see how the hearts are now pointing the same direction? The points are all pointing to the right. And that's how you get your directional ribbon to go the way you want it. There's no need to cut and splice or cut and make multiple pieces. Just take it, give it a good old twist, and you're done. And that's the perks of having wired ribbon. Okay? So now let's put these in. Yeah, I like that better. See how that pops better now against the pink with that black underneath there? Pink and red, it doesn't quite melt into it. Now, like I said, this is for my front door. It's going to go on the pillars to my covered front porch. So I want it big and bold, because they're going to be, the only thing on that front porch is going to be this and the heart on the door. Okay? So now this was on this side. So now we're going to put this on this side. You take it, scrunch it, twist it. Make our loop. And even though it's hard to see, you want to make your loop a little bit smaller than the one behind it. Scrunch it. Loop it. Bring the tail down. Now, I don't have to worry about this directional ribbon because if you notice, the envelopes are going both ways. So this is what is called a multi-directional ribbon. I don't have to worry about it. Okay? So I got two tails on each side. I always like to do my ribbons in even numbers because I like my tails to be the same on both sides. Again, you don't have to. That's just me. I'm weird. Okay? So I'm going to put this on there. We're going to pinch it, twist, put it down. We're going to pinch, twist, put it down, pinch, and go up. Now again, we're using a directional ribbon. So what I'm going to do is take this, remember you take it, and give the whole loop a good tight twist, okay? And then your bows are all, or your hearts are all pointing the same direction. These hearts are pointing down, these hearts are pointing to the right, okay? Let's keep going. So now I have the pink. And we're going to pinch and twist it. We're going to make sure our loop is smaller. Pinch and twist it. This is a good bow to make for your lampposts. If you have those big old-fashioned 70s, they were real popular in the 70s. Lampposts sitting outside your house. You know, the gas ones, the coach lamppost. This would look great on one of those. It would also look great on your mailbox. Okay, Now I need a center ribbon, but you see I have 3 tails here and 3 tails here. So this will make an odd number of bows, or odd number of ribbons. So I'll show you what I do with it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on, pinch, twist, bring it down, make my loop. Oops, excuse me just a minute, I forgot to plug in the glue gun. We're going to need that. Okay, the glue gun. We're going to need that. Okay, so my loop is a little smaller than the last one I made. Here's the last one I made. Okay, pinch, twist. Now normally, you would go up with this loop, with this tail, but that makes my, down here, a little shy. And also, if I go down this way, it will make my loops, or my hearts, upside down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut right here. Okay, so I have my loop and my tail. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make my loop, pinch, twist, okay. If I do that, then my hearts are going the wrong direction again. So what I'm going to do is gather it. I'm not going to twist it. I'm going to leave it plain. Okay, you see? So my hearts are going up and down. My hearts are going this way. I'm going to take it, loop it underneath, gather it, go ahead and cut, and put it inside. Don't worry about the little tail. We'll take care of that later when we fluff up the ribbon and put our centerpiece on. Okay, so there's my bow. It's all finished and it's ready to be tied. Let me get a Chanel stem. I use white Chanel stems only because my pillars are white. Okay, so here we go. Now when I take this off, you want to make sure that your stack does not collapse or go sideways. So I turn it sideways, I put my thumb on the top of the bow maker, and then I scrunch all the ribbons up. See how I have it? See how I have it between my 2 fingers? Okay, and then I pull the bow maker out. Now I'm not squeezing it tight, because if I squeeze it too tight, it'll make the stacks collapse. I take my zip tie, and I feed it through. Turn my bow over. I'm going to connect this zip tie, but I'm not going to make it tight. Okay, just enough to hold my rib. Well, I have to make it click. Make your zip tie click at least twice, or it's going to come undone. Okay, so now that it's clicked, I'm making sure my stack is still even. All my ribbons are where I want them to be. They're laying the way they should. Make sure everything's in there like it should be. Okay, don't worry about fluffing it out yet, because if you pull too hard, you'll pull your ribbon out. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. Now to add my Chanel stem, I just take it and push it down and slip the Chanel stem underneath the zip tie. And now that I'm glad everything's in the way it should be, I will tighten that up. As I tighten it up, now that I'm glad everything's in the way it should be, I will tighten that up. As I tighten it up, make sure that nothing collapses, nothing goes out of its assigned spot. And you can see you see the loops have started to pop up on their own? Okay, so we're going to cut that. Now if you're going to put this on your front door, I would cut this nub down as small as you can, and then I would put a drop of glue on it. What that does is keep that from scratching your door. Okay, so now we're going to turn this over. We're going to fluff, starting at the bottom, fluff our ribbons out. These are our top ribbons. We want to make sure each one shows. And then I'll do the same for the bottom. Just fluff them out a little bit. Make sure each one shows. Now on my ribbons, I make sure that the loops are opposite each other. Fluff them out. Take your two fingers, put them inside the loop, and just fluff it out and pull it in the direction you want it to go. So I want this one down here, I want this one down, and this one up. This one's up, this one's down. Okay? And you just go around, just like that, fluffing out your ribbon. Making sure it's good and fluffy. Okay? Make sure I got everything going the way I want it to. And I'm going to start trimming my top ribbons. And when I trim my top ribbons, I always want to make sure that the bottom ribbon is showing. So I make my bottom ribbon about the same length as my biggest loop. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to dovetail it. So you cut it from the center and go out at an angle towards the wire. Now this one sits on top, so I need to make it a little shorter. And then this one is on top of that one, so this one needs to come out and be shorter. Okay. So that side is cut, and see how it cascades, and you can see each layer of ribbon behind it. So let's start off with the glittered one down here, which is our biggest one on this side. Unfold it. And we're going to cut from the center down and up at an angle. Okay. Our next one, cut it down shorter. And then here's our final tail for the top. And there we go. And that's how our top looks. Okay, fluff out our bows. We're going to take our bottom ribbons, and we're basically going to do the same thing. We're just going to cut them at different lengths so that the ribbon on the bottom is visible. So as you go towards the top, you're going to make your ribbon shorter. This helps give your bow some dimensions, and it also helps you show off or showcase your ribbons. Now you should see I used 4-inch, I used 2.5 inch, and I used 1.5 inch. I mixed it all up. There's no order. You just put it the way it looks appealing to you. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to go from large to small. You put it the way you want. You don't have to put patterns together. You do it however you want to see it. Okay. Now this, I'm going to trim this down just a little. Okay. And there's my bow for my front porch. Now, I got these left over from a project from last year. And what I'm going to do is put one at the center of each bow. Doesn't matter that they don't match. They match the color pattern or the color color wheel, color scheme, however you want to say it. So this is going to sit right here. So let me take out that. Let me make sure my glue is hot. And I just put a big old glob of glue on it. And I stick it down on my ribbons. Hold it for a minute. And there you go. There is the bow to go on my front pillars. Once I get them put up, I'll go ahead and take a picture for you and let you all see how it turns out. If you have any questions or need any help with decor ideas, feel free to reach out to me and leave me a message. I'll be more than happy to help you. If there's something you want to learn how to do, please feel free to let me know. Let's see. The red heart is prettier than the pink? Yes. Yes, I think so too. But then again, I'm a sucker for red. Red's my favorite color. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, if you have any questions or you want to learn something specific, please feel free to reach out to me and leave me a message, and I'll be happy to either do a tutorial or go live and show you how to do it. Thanks, everybody. You enjoy your Saturday night, and try to stay safe and sane. Bye-bye.